Welcome back! Breaking Notes, episode 5, where we are putting it all together. That's right, you've been through episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've talked about form, style, verses, choruses, keys, chords, melodies, and lyrics. We've typed them out. Now we have all these things sitting down on the counter, and we have to ask ourselves, what do we do with them? Well, we put it all together, and we start practicing and developing and changing and all of those things. So one of the things that I'd like to start out myself is going back to the drawing board of the lyrics and making sure that the chords that I've chosen happen to change at the same time that the lyric changes. So let's head on back over to our Word document and take a look at the lyrics and the chords that we're going to put in and make sure that they all line up. So as we head on back down to the computer here and we talk about the lyrics and just exactly where the chords are going to go, I wanted to take a moment and just briefly touch on the importance of learning a couple of other key elements in the music industry as an artist. Different programs, word programs. So that would be typing programs. Are you using recording programs? What DAW programs are you using? As you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to get some spacing going so that I can make sure that I get the chords written in properly where they need to go. So this is what I'm talking about. We have to take some time to educate ourselves on other programs so we can grow as artists. And of course, again, those other programs are associated and affiliated with different communities. Again, bringing people together and community working side by side in all forms of the music industry. It's not just with the creation of lyric and song on that front. So I think we've got things organized here. As we get the chords in, I'm going to move everything over to a left alignment. I think that's going to be the easiest way. After we get the chords in and we start moving by putting a melody in, we're going to sing that today, actually. I think I've got this figured out here. Goodness gracious, I've done this a million times. This almost could be a blooper here. Here we go. Highlight, move over, and chords going in. Yes, okay, so we have our first chord that we have decided, which is going to be in the key of C. And we have our lyrics. So it's a day of joy and fun. Let's find a note. That's the whole part of this, right? It's a day, it's a day of joy and fun. That was pretty simple. It's a day of joy and fun. Chorus, music and community with everyone. Music and community with everyone. So let's just review those. It's a day of joy and fun. Music and community with everyone. Bridge. We all come together. We all come together. Music and community with everyone. Music and community with everyone. With everyone. And that's our tag. That was that period we were talking about. With everyone. All together. On C as we end. That's a pretty nice little song we have here. This is actually quite exciting. I'm quite pleased with it. And I think, anybody listening, let's do it all together. Here we go. It's a day of joy. Oh, it's a day of joy and fun. Music and community. have a melody, we've put it together, and now we are going to flush it out, work on it, practice with it, change a couple things, develop it, because the next thing that we're going to do is talk about the arrangement. That's right, I'm very excited about the arrangement. Let's do this one more time, shall we? It's a day of joy and fun, music and community with everyone. We all come together, music and community with everyone, music and community with everyone, with everyone. Something like that. We'll flush it out and we'll have some fun with it. We'll see you in the next episode where we start adding in the different instruments we'd like to hear. We're flushing out the style now. My name is Curtis. This is Breaking Notes, and we'll see you in episode 6. Well, here we are again. This is very exciting if you're just tuning in, or if you've happened to skip the first half of the video because you didn't want to learn about a song. That's okay, we're here now. I'm not going to get away from you, and you're not going to get away from me because we're here for 10 episodes. My name is Curtis LaBelle. Welcome to Breaking Notes. This is kind of the off the record. We have Josh here again. That's right. Thank you, Josh, for being here. All right. We've talked about melody and all those wonderful things and scheduling. I want to talk about the idea of responsibility from the other artist, responsibility from yourself, and rehearsal. And what does it take as a respectable artist in your industry to ensure that you are successful with the people that you work with. So, a scenario, you've shown up to the table, you've put in 100%, and your band doesn't put in 100%, or you've shown up and you haven't done the work, or your band is ready to go. How does that dynamic work, and how does that make you a better musician?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, nobody likes to feel like they're not being heard or it's just a waste of time doing what they're doing. So yeah, it's something you learn over the years. I mean, we've all been on both sides of the spectrum when you're not prepared or if somebody else isn't prepared. But yeah, basically you just, I mean, the way that we do it, we have limited amount of time to get together. Let's make the most of it. Let's be ready, because I mean, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you half butt it, it's just not going to be what you want in the end, right? Like it's maybe a lot of people won't be able to tell, but you'll always know that it's not what it could have been.
Right, and there's often or not times where musicians will do a performance and then walk off stage and either feel defeated because they didn't put in their best effort in the prep work beforehand, the rehearsal time, and put themselves down. I know I've walked off the stage and I've put myself down because I feel like I haven't done enough work, or I've let my teammates down and I've left my musicians down, or I've let them down, I should say. How does when it comes to arrangement and putting all of that together, as we talked about in the last couple of episodes, when you're communicating with your community of band members and when you're communicating with your family, how important is scheduling rehearsal time for you guys? Because I know you want to make sure you have time for your family, and your other musicians in the band have family as well. How do you all juggle that?
Yeah, for sure. This band's been around for a while. One of the iterations of the band had people that didn't live in the same city, so made rehearsal quite difficult. So it was only like, you're only looking at a couple times a month instead of weekly. So now we have our jam night that we do. We all know to keep your schedule cleared. I mean, obviously, if something comes up, there's always reasons why you don't do it. But we have our day of the week. Like, this is when we're getting together. Be ready for a jam. We're doing this. You have an actual structured day of the week that you guys all are 100% committed to showing up. Yeah, this is when we jam, and then obviously if somebody sends us a message saying something came up or I got something else going on. Right. Sometimes we skip a week, but Most of the time, yeah. We're very regimented. It's like, this is when we're doing it. Putting in our, whatever, 3-4 hours, and then we're...
3-4 hours, that's a... I don't know, how long should rehearsals be?
That's a great question. I guess it depends what you're rehearsing for. Is it the biggest show of your life? Is it...
Well, I would want to argue that every show that I do would be the biggest show of my life, right?
Yeah, especially the one we're doing in your town next.
That was well said.
Whoever's listening to this.
Whoever's listening, yeah, I know, right? Well, if somebody's watching this from 60 years from now, let's just hope that we're still around to be able to show up and do that show. You have support from your family. They are showing up at shows when they can of their availability. And they're behind you all the way and backing you because this is a passion of yours and you are pursuing the passion. I know a lot of people say, you hear the phrase, follow your dream. I like to say create your dream, because if you don't create your dream, ask yourself who's leading it. And if somebody else is leading your dream, you're following it.
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather create it than follow it. Showing up, though, at 100%. I mean, you can say that you're creating it, but then are you showing up to do it? Where in your family's, your community, because your community is your family, let's use that right now, in your family and in with the band and in your, did you have a solo life? Do you have a solo life? Do you have?
I existed on my own.
As a musician, do you ever do you do solo stuff yourself?
I have a little bit. For the most part, it's kind of the bass player will grab a guitar and we'll do it together. Mm-hmm. So I don't have the confidence for that yet. Still building to it.
Okay. Oh, there's so many things that just came into my brain. I'm trying to stay on the topic. So confidence being one. What do you think community can build confidence in the music industry? And do you think the confidence that you portray back to the audience can create community?
100%, yeah. Like we talked about before, you feed off the energy from the crowd and your bandmates. So, if you're up there unconfident and staring at your feet, people are gonna pick up on that. They're gonna be like, this isn't a band I want to pay to see, but it's kind of take from the crowd and then you give it back, as they say. I think I've heard you say that before.
Yeah,
sounds like something you would say.
I know. I absolutely love performing for an audience. It's one of the most. It's ultimately, it's probably the most amazing thing that I love doing, because it's always different. It's never the same, and you are sharing with that group of people something that you've written as an artist, and we want to leave something behind as artists in the industry. Right. And we're only here for a short time, so we might as well take it and enjoy it as best we can as artists and leave something. Speaking of leaving, this is our last little bit of conversation that I have with you. So let's wrap it up. I'm going to ask you if there is any advice that you would like to give the individual of any age who is watching this, and hopefully maybe they've created something from Breaking Notes, either a song or maybe they've learned how to write poetry. What piece of advice can you give them so that they can keep creating their dreams and making money at their passion?
Yeah, I guess we kind of touched it before. You got to start somewhere, so don't be afraid of looking foolish or whatever because you're not very good. You just start creating. Hopefully it can snowball into something cool. And then as you're doing that, just be very mindful about how you treat those around you, because, that's good life advice. Sure, we all have regrets about how we acted when we were younger, but just think about, you might think, oh, I'll never see this person again. I'll never play this venue again, but it's a very small world, so treat people good, and, people might be in a more inclined to help you out down the line if all of a sudden they have a chance to give you an opportunity. Hey, you were good to this person. Like that. You shouldn't be doing good things because you expect anything back, but the universe has a way of rewarding those that are good to the people around them. It's what I've noticed.
I agree, and I couldn't have said it better myself. My name is Curtis LaBelle. This is Josh, and you have seen another episode of Breaking Notes.